Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how we make the topper for our potty boxes. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this. Then when it gets dirty enough, you just pop this little screen out, you take it outside, and you hose it down, and then it's brand new, and you literally just fill it back up with new pellets or whatever absorbent material you're using in here, and you have a brand new box again. A potty box for a dog is basically just a kitty litter box, but we make this little grate topper for the box so that the puppies can't get into the material. We use pine pellets, which are kind of the opposite of kitty litter, so they start off in little pellets, little tiny pellets, and then when they get wet they disperse into a powder. So we make this grate for it because when that stuff disperses into a powder, it can get kind of messy and track onto the paws, and then you're having to sweep and clean up. Anybody who's ever used pine pellets will know that. So this is what we use for the top of our potty boxes, and if you utilize this method, you can even put newspapers under there, you can put pee pads, you can put really you can put any type of absorbent material underneath the grate part. All of our puppies come potty box trained, so I always recommend this for families, especially if you're taking home an 8-week-old puppy and you need to leave for an 8-hour shift. I just always recommend a potty box. It just makes everybody's life easier. You just cannot expect an 8-week-old puppy to hold it for a 7-hour stretch. I'm just going to show you guys the supplies that we use. So here are a few of the different things that you're going to need in order to make this grate. So you're going to need your potty box, whatever size that is, wherever you can find. We get ours at Tractor Supply. They're good, decent size for even a full-grown Havanese. And then you'll need a set of diagonal cutters. I just borrow these from my husband because he works with these. So if you don't have a pair of these, definitely recommend buying a pair of these. It just makes cutting the grate a whole lot easier. And you'll need a pair of scissors for the end to trim everything up. You'll need a little rag. You'll need a cold glass of just tap water. And you're going to need some glue sticks and then a hot glue gun. And then the main part, it's just the screen door mesh, but it's a pet safe one. So it's more resistant to scratching and it's just a lot more durable, and it's not wire. And then you'll need this, which is Plascolite. It's a lighting grate basically. That's basically the structure part of our topper, and then we put the mesh over it so that the urine goes through and then poop stays on top and it doesn't get caught in these bigger squares. So these are the supplies that you're going to need to make that potty box. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to take your grate and you're just going to kind of put it over the top. You can measure it however you want to do it. I usually just kind of eyeball it and then I put it over. You want it to be just slightly smaller is here, and I'll just kind of mark where I'm gonna cut. So I'll just mark it all the way down where I'm gonna cut off. You can measure it, you can eyeball it, you can cut some and then cut more. You'll just take your diagonal cutters, and I just keep it over the box because it just makes it easier for me. You just take your diagonal cutters and they just literally cut through this so easy. And it's gonna leave a little, like, a little bump there, and that's okay. So then we get our grate, and we're done with this. So now we have our grate, and this is kind of what you're left with. What I like to do is see if it fits this way, and I think I need to take off another part. So that should fit perfectly. Yeah. It's okay that it still has like these little ridges here. It's not going to make a difference. It doesn't have to be perfect. Next step is we want to cut out these little ends here. We're just going to cut out these little end bits here. Right here. Right here. A little L shape here. You want to cut it down to size. And then you want to fit it in there and make sure that it fits. I think I actually need to cut out a little bit more. So I'm going to cut this end. You want it to sit about 1 inch off the bottom of the box. You don't want it to fit exactly for the bottom of the box, because then when you put stuff in it, it'll make the sides and then they can get it out. So it's just pretty flush here on the edges. Here. So there's a small gap here, if you can see that. So we cut the corner pieces out so that it fits in the corner better, because these are obviously rounded. And then we want it pretty flush with the sides so they can't get it up. So that's kind of what you're going for. So the next step is we're gonna get our screen. So all I usually do is I just kind of roll it out wherever I have room. You're just gonna kind of leave about 2 inches all the way around. Handy dandy scissors, and I'm literally just gonna cut. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be overly straight. So it just has a little edge all the way around. And now we're gonna use our glue. And our glue, also need your water here on the side. So all I do is I just put a little bit of glue on top here. Glue, just a little bead there. And then I dip my finger in this cold water, and then I'm able to push the glue down without burning myself. And I just push it down as far as I can, and I push it towards the edge that's gonna get cut off. And then once I get that, I try and line up the rest. A little longer of a line. You can probably do about 4 squares or so at a time. And then same thing, dip your finger, and then you just push down. Probably about every square you want to dip your finger in, because it'll get hot and you don't want to burn yourself. And you're just pushing it down really, really nice, snug, and flat. And again, you're just pushing it out. It doesn't really matter how it looks out here, because that's really going to get shaved off. So you're just pushing it down flat, just like that. I'm going to finish this side, and then I'll zoom in on this side how I'm doing that. So I'm just lining it up here with my glue, and then like I said, you can do about 4 squares at a time. And then your water, and I'm just pushing it down. So let me try and show you guys that a little bit better. I'll do another one just in case that was kind of hard to see. So again, I do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do about 4. So I get my glue and put it just on top, just like that. Dip my finger, and I'm pushing it down and out. Dip my finger, push it down and out. Dip my finger, dip my finger. There we go, and there's a nice, and you'll see how this is kind of going crooked because I'm making it again line up here. I'm trying to make this line up. Okay, pull this up pretty tight. Not too terribly tight, but tight enough because we want this to be as flat as we can get it. So then same thing, I'm just gonna put a bead of glue right there to hold it. It's gonna kind of tack it in place. And I'm gonna do it this way now because I need it to be clean on the upper side. And I just put another bead of glue. So I'm gonna zoom in to show you guys here now. And you'll see how it's gonna kind of just smooth out now that we're gonna pull this way. I'm gonna put it in my lap just to make it easier to see. So now, same thing, I'm gonna pull up from the center. So same thing, I'm gonna keep it in my lap here. And I'm gonna go over it. You're just gonna take this here. So our next step now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold it inward first. So you're gonna fold these two bits here inward. And then I just stick a little bit of glue in there.
And again, I just push it down. And it's just gonna hold it down for us. Just like that. So same thing here. I'm trying to do it so I can show you guys without my hand in the way. It's proving difficult. So just like that, and some dab of glue, and I'll just make sure it sticks.
Okay, so now this piece is gonna come over. So I'm gonna make it come over just like that. Okay, see how it's over? And then I'm gonna stick some glue there. And same thing, I'm just gonna push it in. So what you wanna do now before it gets too thick, because what happens is when we roll this side over like this, then this gets really thick right here. So what you wanna do, is just take your scissor in here. Something like this, okay? So it's pretty smooth overall. So I just cut really along the edge. Nothing spectacular. See how here it's kind of long still. I'm just show you guys here like this. Then we have our box. So we're just gonna place it inside of our box. I'm gonna place it inside of our box, just like so. So you can lift it from the side here, or these little holes, if your fingers are small enough, you can lift it from there to clean. And then your stuff just goes under and it stays on top. And it's pretty secure on there. With stuff underneath it, it's more sturdy. That's it. That is how we make our potty boxes. If you guys have any questions about this, feel free to leave me comments. And if you like this video, subscribe. And please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what else it is that you guys want to see from me. I appreciate you guys, and thanks for watching.